All right, what's going on, boys? How you doing? Bikram, Yash, Phil, another great day at MSL. A lot of profit taking this morning, and then just a bunch of chop all day. We've been ripping day after day after day. That's why I kept telling you this morning, please take profit. Don't get too greedy. Don't get FOMO. Just take your profit. We'll wait for the next setup, and we'll get in then. All our calls are still up. I think we had like 100% hit rate so far this week. Maybe one or two didn't work. Other than that, I mean, everything's still bullish. Everything looks fine. I mean, if you're looking at 5-minute candles, there was a little bit of a dip today, but I mean, you shouldn't be looking at 5-minute candles for the trend anyways. So SPY all-time highs again. I think it was all-time high close 45599. Yep, so all-time high close, all-time highs hit today. Everything looks fine. Today's candle is a little bit of profit taking at the top there. Other than that, everything's still bullish. QQQ, same thing, but QQQ still has not seen all-time highs, I believe. QQQ all-time highs is at 382.35, 382.35. Today we hit 382.71. So we did break the all-time high, but we did not close at the all-time highs today. So QQQ finally hit all-time highs today after SPY has already hit it 2 days ago. XLF has been just flying. It's hit all-time highs like 3 or 4 days ago, and it just keeps going up. Just complete melt-up mode right now. There's no reason to fight the trend. There's no reason for anything right now. The huge tech earnings right now after the close. What's up, Ginger? What's up, Vlad? How you doing, Rav? I got them all there, don't worry. Which loser did you pick? I don't even understand what did we lose on today. IWM, ugly candle today. It looks like it's trying to go for all-time highs, which is at, Jesus, I got a lot of yellow lines on there. Hold on. Who? Twitter miss? Of course they did. They're probably flying. Google is a monster. 232.65 all-time high on the IWM. We got up to 230.72. I told you guys we have the December 235s, and I will add on a dip. I don't have a full position yet. I still have a half position. They're still up like 30-40% where we got in around here. And I'm waiting for a little dip down to the 21-day moving average where I will add the rest of my position to December. And let's see what happens. IWM will lead, in my opinion, if we run into the end of the year. ES, nothing really to see here. VIX, just under 16, around 16. VIX has just been basing out down here. It was due for a little pop. That's why in the middle of the day when everything started dumping, I told you guys there's no news. There's nothing really for this dump. So I just expected it to not last long. And that's exactly what happened. We got that quick pop intraday, then we dumped it down. Week close, still under the 8-day moving average. Everything is still bearish on VIX, which is bullish for the rest of the market. Rates are coming down nicely as well, which is good for tech. I still don't understand how we're at 1.62 on the TNX and tech is ripping, but let's see if this one can come down a little bit and QQQs can continue to the upside. Let's go into some stocks today. Facebook absolutely wrecked. So yesterday, the stock was ripping after hours because they announced a buyback. But if you actually looked at their earnings, they weren't that good. I mean, they missed, the only thing they beat is EPS. And the only reason they beat that is because they keep buying back stock. So what they did was they missed on revenue. They lowered guidance. Twitter probably just beat because Ricky's clapping in the background. I knew already. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. So Twitter's ripping, apparently. Okay, and Facebook just absolutely destroyed. The only reason they even went up after hours yesterday is because they announced $50 billion in buybacks. So other than that, today we just dumped down 4% today, and we did recover some even. So at the beginning of the day, we were down at 5 or 6% on Facebook. We recovered a little bit into the end of the day to close only down 4%. But other than that, this chart is broken now. Like, I would not touch Facebook here for a little while. I'd leave it alone. The only thing I could see for a possible entry, if you really, really love Facebook, I would wait for Friday. And on Friday, if we're closing above this 50-day moving average at 312, then maybe you could take a shot. But other than that, for the tomorrow and Thursday, I will not touch Facebook at all. Moderna still looks great. I mean, big pop in the morning, gave some back, and then we closed near the low of the day. But we are above a bunch of levels here. We still did close. Where did we close today? 345. My level that I gave you was 349. So tomorrow we need to get through 349 and on our way to 363 tomorrow. Other than that, I mean, it's just kind of, look at this. It just bottomed. flew, consolidated in equilibrium for a while, and then we broke up. Let's see if we get some follow through tomorrow. The daily still has some room up, in my opinion. Let's see. We still have some FDA news pending on Moderna. Let's see where it goes from here. Tesla, you can't really be mad at a day like today, especially after so many made huge gains yesterday, huge gains last week. Just a complete ripper. Today's candle is very ugly, a lot of profit taking, but we are still near all-time highs. I mean, you can't really ask for much more out of Tesla. Everything looks great. We are a little bit overbought. It's very tough buying up here, but it's very hard to short it down here as well. So, I mean, Tesla's a non-touch for me. Unless you're playing spreads like Ricky to collect premium, I don't really see a direction on Tesla, so I probably won't touch it for the rest of the week at least. I tried puts today. Why did I try puts? Let me go over the puts today right here. So we just had that big rip in the morning, then a dump off, then it bear flagged, and it broke down out of the bear flag, formed the same bear flag, so I took a shot on puts here. We got that big green candle here, and my stop loss was right here. So very clean. I'll take this trade 9 out of 10 times. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'll be right more often than I'm wrong. So let's see what happens on Tesla. But other than that, I don't really see direction for the rest of the week. Might just be sideways. Consolidate the big move. Fastly, huge breakup this morning. It did pull back some with the market, and it did not recover as well as other stocks. So that is something to keep an eye on. Closed near the low of the day, but not at the low of the day. So let's see if Fastly can keep going tomorrow. Next level up is 53.50. Must hold level is 8-day moving average at 48, and then under that is the support at 47. So 48, 47, as long as we're above there, it's still bullish long term. Let's see what happens. We have 53 calls. As I said, we rolled them out. They're all free for me. LC, we're just sticking in between these ranges, closing above 34 and underneath 36.34. When we get through 36.34, which is the high of this recent pump, the next level up isn't for a long time. So the next level up after 36.34 is 42.44. We have earnings tomorrow after market, and I don't see how they will miss. But if they do miss, I mean, we're out of the Novembers. The Aprils aren't going to be affected much because we got a lot more earnings in those calls. ATVI, a little bit dumped today. They announced they're canceling their Comic-Con. Not that big of news in my opinion. I still have a few, and I still have the $90 calls that we rolled into. Not very heavy, so even if all the rest of my position goes to shit, like complete zero, I will still make a ton of money on this play overall, which is always where you want your plays to be at a level where even if the rest of them go to zero, you're still winning on them. That's why I take so many profits quickly, and that's how I set myself up to make money. Twitter, I don't know why he was clapping. It looks like it's still down. So way up right after market. We went from 56 all the way to 64, and now we're trading at around 60 bucks again. So right in the middle. Not much action. I have to look into the numbers to give you guys a better reason why it's doing this, but Microsoft beat, I believe. Nope, Microsoft's down as well. So this will be bad for the market if Microsoft is down and Twitter is down, but good old Google probably beat. Good old Google is sideways as well. That's definitely not good for Qs. Let's see what the second reaction is. None of them had conference calls yet. They need to upgrade their guidance or else all these companies are in trouble. Amazon's flat. Nothing much to say here. Chart looked pretty shitty coming into today. This morning we absolutely ripped, so I took some 3,600 calls for 10. I still have a few of them. I mean, I have profits to play with. I'm just watching this trend line here. Looks like we came underneath, so as long as we closed underneath yesterday, so it wasn't too bullish, but today we did pop over and we did close above all the moving averages today. Very important thing to notice. Closed above the 8-day, we closed above the 21-day, and we closed above the 50-day moving average today. So Amazon, if it does want to run, if it does have good earnings, this one is set up for a big 100, 150 point day. Other than that, just watching, let's see earnings. Google, again, I'm sure they crushed earnings. I'm sure this is a late reaction thing. They always rip earnings. I still won't hold it through because it's just my rule, but we made a good profit on Google today, 14 to 17.40 in like half an hour. I mean, what else could you want? Twilio is one to watch as well. They have earnings too, I believe today after market or tomorrow after market. Twilio. Let's see if it's today. Nope, doesn't look like it's today. No movement after hours. Let's see. MQ, absolute beauty. Look at this. IPO base. Clear resistance on this down, like descending resistance here. Right here is when Citron published something about it. Went up 11%. Next day went up another, well, it closed green. Next day was down 7. Next day it was up 11. And today it was up 14% almost. So very, very strong. Look at the volume coming in. This name We knew about it way back here. You can ask Gumball. I called out leaps like way back here for 420, $30 calls for December. We did reject the resistance again. I front ran it a little bit this time. It looks like they just wanted to accumulate it down here. So once they accumulated it, they let it go. Citron released their report. Everyone started putting eyes on it. Everyone started reading up on it, and just absolute ripper. So MQ is probably the best looking chart, in my opinion, in the stock market right now, over all of them. So just keep an eye on this MQ. Our calls are already up over 100%, so can't really ask for much more. Merck, they're releasing that COVID pill. I still have the January $80 calls. I held it through this whole consolidation. Why could I hold these calls? It's because of what I went over earlier. I took profits on this gap up. I took more than half of my calls off for more than 100%. We were selling for like, how much did I sell them for? 600%? 500%? Something like that on Merck after one day. And that means the rest of my calls are free, so I can hold on to them. I held them through this whole dip. They went down to only 50% or 40% or something. And now they're back up over 100%. And we have till January for these, and they have a COVID pill coming out, and they have earnings coming up. So let's see if Merck just continues going, and I do think we retest these highs before January. So I think I should get paid on the rest of them as well. DT I called out today as a degenerate earnings lotto. I know you guys love playing lottos. It's a human characteristic, right? Like gambling. They want to hit the big one. But DT, why did I say this one is worthy of a lotto? It's because I've been watching this for a while, and DT has been getting $1 million call orders for months now. It's been at least a month and a half or 2 months where I've been seeing call orders come in for November, $80 calls on DT, $4 million, $2 million, $6 million. Today was another $1.5 million. So that's why I think if someone knows, the big boys know. So let's see what they say on earnings. I think they will gap it up, and they'll probably all get paid. That's a lot of money in there for someone that doesn't know something. So let's see what happens. Here's FedEx here. Came down, set a bottom. Reversed for 4 weeks. We've been up. Green. So that's a little bit much, but look at these. Look at the RSI just barely getting not oversold anymore. Stochastics are just now curling up on the weekly, so it tells me there is a big move. We have calls for next week. The daily, the stochastics are a little bit high here, but the RSI still isn't even close to overbought. So what we need tomorrow is we need to not come down. Today's low will be key, but if we break today's low, I will not get out. My reasoning is Friday. On Friday, I need to close above this 50-day on the daily, which was 244.72. 244.72 close on Friday. Super bullish. Okay, and bare minimum we need is the 8-day moving average on the weekly, which would be 239. 239 is the bare minimum we need to close above. Okay, so 244 ideal, 239 is a must hold level. If we look like we're closing below 239 on Friday, I will cut those calls. If we look like we're closing above 244.72, I'll probably add to those calls. So let's see what happens with FedEx. And I will go over all the earnings. I'll send them in the group later today, as always. And I hope you guys destroyed it today. Make sure you see profit, you take profit. Don't get FOMO. Don't get greedy. You're going to get destroyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for attending.